All right, welcome back to another episode of Nick's Morning Coffee Recap. All right, last night I'm gonna need some help with this one because I cannot explain what happened last night. I mean, after what we did to Milwaukee, and then to follow that up um, with a miserable loss to the Detroit Pistons, it's like beyond me to even try to explain, what the Knicks are doing. And now, after the 3 game losing streak, are we doing this win one, lose one type mentality? Like this is where we at now? Like I don't know. So if somebody else know, please tell me. But I feel bad for, in this case, for the fans because y'all put us on such a high after those first 7 or 8 games, or actually after the first 10, 11 games, for the type of basketball that we was playing, and then gutting out the win. Rather, it was a great 48 minutes or not. We was able to still come away with the victory, and that spoils you. Now, realistically, we know that's not going to hold for us for the whole season. It's just something about us, and it's just something about New York teams. Sometimes we just have a hard time sustaining that type of mentality when we're doing great. And I was just at a loss for words with that loss, especially the way we lost. And the funny part is we didn't even really shoot that bad from the field. I mean, we shot like 50% from the field, but for other guys, and Brunson had a lot of that. He put up a lot of those shots, but it wasn't enough shots put up. You can't win unless you shoot. Can't. You can't have one guy shooting like 40 something shots, another guy getting like maybe 18, 19, and then everybody else, getting 6, 7 shots. That just you're just not going to sustain winning that way. But I don't even know where to start and who to pick on for that win. So in this case, we just got to take it out on the whole team. You cannot let a Detroit Pistons team come in and beat you, especially after the type of game you just had. It's mind boggling. And I don't even know what. We just praised Tibbs the other day for whatever he said to the team to get them back on track and to get them a great win. And then you come back, it's like, I don't know, are we feeling like we're better than we are? We're definitely better than the Detroit Pistons. But mentality wise, I liked in the Milwaukee game that we got back to basics with the passes and even with the shooting and following through. We wasn't just taking for granted shooting and falling back down the court like it's going in. So I thought that was going to hold us for a while. And a loss is not the end of the world, but when you get these type of losses, that's why they're not going to put us ahead of people like Boston and Cleveland right now, because we don't allow them to. We have better players than a lot of these teams. We have better individual players. OG is a very, very good serviceable player. Mikal Bridges, same thing. You know what you got out of Counting Towns. You out of Cat and out of Brunson. But the rest of the team seems to fill in around them when they're all doing well. Like it's not a situation where our stars suffer and then our other guys, our role players play good when our stars play good. And even though last night we was carried by our big three and not enough from the other people, it was our big three who were taking all the shots. So I don't like that loss. I don't like what message that we're sending um to the fans, because I know when we got blown out by OKC and Cat said in the interview, we don't care what anybody thinks, and you're not supposed to. But in this sense, you are supposed to care because we stick by our team through thick and thin, and we're allowed to get a little bit annoyed at certain ways, that our team come out and perform, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary to lay an egg against these type of teams, and this wasn't a situation where we beat ourselves. They whooped our you know what, and it shouldn't be. The Pistons are up and coming team, and not even really that. They just happen to fall into a situation where they're consistent and they're getting some W's. So why us? Come on, Knicks. We have to do better. Coaching, players, everybody, we have to put out a better effort. Um, you know, for this run that we want to be on. And again, we said it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, but at the same time, we got to shrink these lower level teams in stature and in ability. We got to shrink that and just get those wins and then move on to the next one and build that way. Like these are supposed to be automatic wins. Now, those guys are professionals just like ours. But at the same time, I ain't even want to talk about the Knicks today. But if we're happy when they win and we come on, then we got to do the same thing when they lose. But it's heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm a believer that the strong survive, and I truly believe that in the end we're gonna be there. But again, the journey is what I'm looking for this year. I'm looking forward to, like, let's enjoy the ride all the way, to the end. And things can be bumpy, but things should also be that we taking care of our business. And last night we didn't take care of business. And I didn't even know what the mindset was going into that. It's like I didn't even talk to nobody during the game because, like, how do you even explain what the heck was happening to us? So we have to go back to basics. And now we got Philly. We go down tomorrow, right? And then we got Friday, Minnesota. Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, they come to town. So we're not promised now. Wins that would look like wins that we would take care of, we don't know. So we could possibly be falling into another rut. All right. So later on today, I'll snap out of it and then get your mind back and get everything back on track with the Knicks and feeling good. But as of right now, because I can't pinpoint what is the problem, like they're trying to guard. People don't miss open jumpers on purpose. I'm like, so what? It's mental, or is it these teams are not better than us? If somebody else know, please tell me. I don't get frustrated that often, but the one thing I didn't want to do after the Milwaukee game was come back with something like this. All right. So if you dare to, like, comment, subscribe, and I see you on the next go round. Peace.